Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde. Today, we are going back to my girl, Vivian. She is going to show us her one unique ability. I say unique in a very specific sense, and that is with the Tangled Vines. As you can see, it is vines increase in size every 10 levels. Everything else has to do with dropping blue souls, dropping blue souls, dropping blue souls. And then this. Vines increase in size every 10 levels. It's so unique on her. It's not they drop more souls, it's not anything like that. It's just they get bigger. So let's get the biggest, baddest vines in the land. And that land is the Spine Dunes. Everything's going to be moving faster, including ourselves, which is one of my two favorite affixes. And yeah, not too bad. The vines spawned all the way down there on the start, which is pretty interesting. I've never seen that before. That's pretty neat. But yeah, the best part about everything moving faster, we will go with some spears. Why not? Can't hurt. The best thing with everything moving faster is we can put down this vine wall and things will just move into it. We'll grow with the good old bone as our boss killer. Fantastic, fantastic. Now that we have 3 weapons, getting the 4th, as always, is the most important part right here. So we will snag, do want some more vines, but let's get this orbital fire. It will give us more options in the long run. Fantastic. So one thing to note about the vines, for me personally, we will start off with just AoE size. Let's make it bigger right off the bat. And as you can see as well, we started at an AoE size of 11. So that is our base. It is going up by 1.5 each, so we are now at 14, which means at maximum it should be at 26, because that's 15 plus 11. So we will see how big it gets with all of the levels that we get. I'm not exactly sure what larger per level means. I haven't done much testing with this. So I'd say your guess is as good as mine, but it's probably better. And yeah, we shall definitely see. Keep them getting bigger. As you can see, they're already overlapping, which is fantastic. We will use our rerolls initially. See what we can get. We can get some more dot damage. Fantastic, fantastic. So, as with standard affair, we will be focusing entirely on the vines. We will be using rerolls until they get super, super expensive, because we do want to hit the shop and maybe get a big Tex. He would be quite lovely. And we will be upgrading the bone, ideally, if that option presents itself as well. We should be fine to get vines to max, no problem, and bone enough levels. And honestly, we're not even going to see what number +1 does in the long run, because it's going to be so big that it's just going to go off the screen. So it really doesn't matter. But hey, you know, it's there. We're going to max it. That's the plan. Already up to 18. So 18, and we're at level 13. So we actually gained 1 extra point. We should have been at 17, because again, starting at 11, with our 4 levels in AoE size, that would be +6, so that would be 17, and yet we were at 18. So that means every 10 levels, we will actually increase its size by 1. So that is what that means. I guess 1 is essentially 10% for the base value, if it starts at at 10. So that makes sense. So instead of finishing at 26, we should finish, 33, 34. That'd be really cool. Can't really complain about that. Our vine wall is getting longer and longer, and the cooldown is pretty much just enough that it's basically about to fire when the last one does go away. So it is fantastic there. We do want more AoE, but let's actually start working on the cooldown on bone. That is the one thing that I will go out of my way for. I'm not, I wouldn't go out of my way for damage on bone yet. I would do that eventually. But cooldown on bone is definitely the one for us. Now, sadly, one of the elements that happened is the bomb guy exploded, killing the boss, thus eliminating him from our chest-dropping venture. But that's perfectly fine, because we got some more AoE size. We're making this big. Um, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. Crit rate does not affect vines. The more you know. I'm sure you knew that already, as no yellow numbers have ever popped up. It is strictly a dot weapon. Perfectly fine, great even. But yeah, things are going pretty good. We got our spears, some good defense. These vines are massive, and these spear enemies love to charge into them, which I cannot thank them enough for. And our size is already growing pretty hefty. You can see, I mean, we're just a little tiny blip in there now. So their protection is quite high. Now, the vines for me are sort of a double-edged sword to a degree. I believe in the vines as a very powerful weapon, but I also believe in the vines as a weapon that you don't actually need to upgrade to be very powerful. Base level vines are essentially, to me, essentially as good as max level. Their size increases are nice. The number, maybe getting one or two, are nice. But really, the prime use for a vine is generally just, hey, there's some things you want a safe spot, you can get to it, and slowing the final boss. So it can slow the final boss without a single upgrade in it, which basically just means that you just need it to exist. You don't necessarily need it to be upgraded, which I think is a huge benefit to the weapon. Having weapons that do their job very well without needing points in them is actually very, very powerful. I mean, it lets you focus on the other weapons that you want more. So I think that's actually a huge power spike for the weapon, is just the fact that it's so useful without any points in it. And we're already almost maxed with the AoE. I just got to get it done. We picked up another point. We are now 2 points above, which means this is already larger right now than a maximum another character can get. The size of these vines are already bigger than Conrad's, Maxine's, or Magnus's. So that's pretty neat. I'm okay with that. As you can see, we have dot and number. Now our number is already at 5. Let's get it to 6 and just see again. 5 at 5 levels of number is already too much, especially on a level with walls like this. But I mean, look at this. Let's walk along them. I mean, I got a little caught because I was trying to do it. But walking along them, we can barely even see the end already, which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of okay, now. Oh, and there's our AoE size. Perfect. You know, it's too many. You don't need it. It's the same thing. It's essentially like getting crit over 100% on shurikens. It's not going to do you any good. I'm sorry. It looks really cool to say, hey, I have 128% crit or something, but unfortunately, no, it doesn't actually do anything. The dot damage, of course, will be doing some good work, though, because essentially, I mean, we have the safest areas in the land if we do just choose to stay by them. I mean, I can just stay right here and look, oh, you're all just dying. Oh, no, oh, there we go, and now I'm completely safe. You know, it's the green path of safety. So, oof, I want to leave, but there's so much experience because these are so long and they're just killing everything. So I was moving in the same direction. We did see the end. And then it vanished. So that's good to know. We're still at the point where we can see the end. And we've also crossed into the 30s, and I didn't even notice. So we've crossed into the 30s, which is fantastic. Got another point. And yeah, we have our green path of freedom. So moving along pretty nicely. Again, it's great for hordes. Anything that steps on it just dies. We're already at the point where we can sort of just start picking and choosing our levels. And yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun. Sure, we'll get the crit. Crit on bone never feels good, but you know, it's only because it's, oh, we got it. There we go. 10% bigger. Whoo, perfect. Let us get as big as, oh my god, it's happening. So dot damage +1, getting that pretty high. Again, number, we basically can't even run going left or right to the end, and yet there's still 4 more levels. Insane. Gonna get it. Gonna get it. But one thing to note is there's only 3. Where's the mighty 4th upgrade? And there is none. There is no mighty 4th upgrade, unfortunately. Or fortunately, again, it's as good as it needs to be. I mean, what would that 4th upgrade be? Maybe dot tick speed? That would be pretty cool. That'd be... Oh my god, its tick speed is already very fast. If you could, like, even make that even better, that'd be pretty fantastic. What else could it be? I could see it going the way of the Twister, where the Twister Tornado is focused on knockback. This has a slow, so maybe the slow gets reduced, and then what happens is the slow in the end becomes part of the upgrade system, where it can actually get to slower than it is now, but it starts at like a 50% slow and then goes to like a 95% slow with all of the upgrades or something. You know, I think that would be viable as well. But I really don't know what else you would want with this. I mean, unless you want to add initial damage like Orbital Fire and give it damage as well. Yeah, initial damage wouldn't be too bad. I can't really complain about that, but I think it's good as it is. Again, I love the fact that you don't need to upgrade it. So me trying to add more upgrades to it is just really silly, or thinking of ways to. You never know, though. I will say, if you do join the Discord, please do. They are always interested to hear from the people in the community. I was speaking to one of the developers earlier today. We had a nice long conversation, and there's a lot of really neat things. I mean, they're working on a lot of balance changes. Cleave's reign is slowly going to be coming to an end relatively soon, so that is both time for tears and time for cheers. It's the only way that I can put it, because, you know, no one wants to see something overpowered, you know, get nerfed or anything like that. But at the same time, when something is that overpowered, it effectively, you know, ruins the fun of other weapons and things. So it's completely understandable and justified. And look at how big these are! It feels like I'm playing zoomed out, like my character just looks like she's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller in the background. But that's not it. It's just the vines have just gotten so immense that that just dwarfs everything. And we still have plenty of levels to go. I'm definitely going to be hitting 60. I can pretty much guarantee that. How much more past that, I cannot say. This level, you know, if I was playing on the normal desert map, I'd probably be hitting around 80 or so. But at the same time, that is with the extra increased drop of blue orbs. So that I cannot even guarantee on that, because she doesn't have that, unfortunately, with this weapon. It is this unique ability, which I find very cool. Is the most useful? But it is very cool. So I'll take that as a win. Let's just do it. Let's spend all our gold. Let's see. Oof, look at that. Alright, Spears. You did it. But yeah, we are thoroughly safe. I mean, these enemies can barely get to, like, it's, okay, so something can hit us in between casts. If we stop, something has the potential to hit us here. Perfectly fine, but the other one's up so quick that if you avoid for even half a second, you can get into the next one. So, the size, fantastic, A+. The number, you know, I mean, we have enough, so I'll just say that. Looking to get more, but we have enough. Unless it does cap out at 6, because we have not gotten a number in a little while. Maybe it caps out at +6. I have not actually tried to max out the Vine number before, so, but I would find that a little odd, because the Tornado doesn't max out, and definitely has, you know, something that could, because it does essentially fill up half the screen, maxed out, but I don't know. I do know that for things like this, look at that. perfectly. They just charged to their death. And we can kill the boss easily with our lovely bones. Do 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 do. Easy. Woo. Ooh, dot damage. Just I mean, not exactly what we want care for, but I mean that's the damage type that we're using. So let's go for it. You know, could have taken Chris for some lovely extra purple crystals. I do find Chris to be useful with a conversion, and not only that, I mean it's useful even in the end because the final boss does drop a large quantity of purple crystals. So it is one of the most useful pets, beginning or late. Which is nice. Again, purple crystals are the least valuable resource, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. If I do wish it was blue runes, that would be amazing. I would take blue runes in a heartbeat on any character. Oh, I wanted the bat to fly into my bone. It's a shame. It is quite the shame, but we just hit 50, which is fantastic. I don't know if the area kicks in at 50 or at 51, because it does say every 10 levels, and you start at level 1, so does that mean at level 10 you hit it, or at level 11 you hit it? So that is something I do not know. But I can tell you, I mean, come on, look at this. It literally cuts from one corner of the screen to the other. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get to 60. Let's get just a wee bit bigger. We have that dot damage too, which is very nice. Again, it is dot damage, so increasing that is just always going to help. We can kill basically anything with the vines by itself. Everything else that we're doing is just sort of gravy on top. Oof. That is the problem with them being so big, though. You will just come and find patches of experience that you didn't even know existed. By the way, our bones are doing pretty good. Not too shabby. We do want to get a bit more damage on them, but they're doing fine. So, because they're so long, they will kill things essentially off screen, leave those patches of experience for you to find, which is nice when you find them. A shame if you didn't know they existed and you miss them. So, we are just not getting any useful levels. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it is useful to upgrade your other weapons and, you know, things like that, but I mean, we're not here to level up the other weapons, you know. I want to get my bone more damage. I want to get my my vines, anything, but it does appear that the vines are done. So we cannot get any more number, which honestly we wouldn't even be useful. So that is a good point to stop. I understand why the Twister goes on, because obviously it's not about running, you know, you can't run along the Twister, it comes out around you. So that makes sense. I understand why the crit rate of the shurikens can go above 100, because if you don't have the talent from the web giving you plus 5%, plus the other crit things from the web, the maximum level definitely would change. So that is quite understandable why those do that, and why the vines do not, or vines have a hard stop. But at the same time, you can get 3 or so, or 2 extra vines from the web. So, you know, that means from the web, you are 2 vines less. And you can only get to level 6, which means you can only have 7. Which, again, still plenty. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But, you know, it's just a thing to note. Whereas it feels more impactful with other weapons having a limit like that. But, I think we're oh my, 60. We did hit the 60, or 61 even. So this is as big as they will be getting for me. You can basically see, I mean, I'm just, again, it looks like I'm in a vine forest. It's the green path of victory, the green path of glory. Yeah, I kind of like that one better. The green path of glory, there we go. Oh, and it just goes through everything. the large enemies. Let's try and fire to the right. Or alright, down works too. Going down. I'll get some more crit there. Let's see. It can kill the large enemies. That's what I was kind of testing. It's in the group of the large enemies down here, as you can see. And, yep, it can easily cleave through all of that. So now we are at a boss. Let's see how the dot tick works against him, if I can. I would love... Ooh, there we go. So let's see. He should be ticking now. So let's get some more cooldown there. The tick, you can see it going. Not that fast, but it works. It gets the job done. We're safe in here until it runs out, of course, which is perfectly fine. We are really not super worried. The only problem right now is the fact that we can't control where it is going because it fires in a random direction. You know, to be expected. You got the boss coming in, and now everything is dead, so the boss should be slowed. And the boss wasn't really that slowed. Still died. Had our bones just fine. He would have died way sooner, but I was trying to get him into the vines and see how they were doing and stuff. So I will take it. 65, level 65, perfect. Did get big text, so you know, even if big text was another 1 point, that is essentially 7 extra points on top of the maximum that you can get. So I think these are the biggest vines that I can get right now. I could do another map and probably get to 70, level 70 something, maybe 80 on like Hinterlands or the original sand map. So I might be able to eke out 1 or 2 more points, or maybe get really lucky had we gotten 3 big Texas or something and gotten another 2. But I think that's pretty solid. I'm gonna happy to call it there. Yeah, we're in a pretty good place again. Basically, the web is finished. All I have, weapon-wise, are just these 2 points, which, I mean, I can get that one right now, and I can get that one after another run. And then just a few minor points and just, you know, some chest open speed and stuff like that. So really coming to the end of the entire web, which is fun. I will say, one thing I didn't point out is this point here, I think, was 1,500 blue runes. Originally, it was 10,000, so I was really dreading that. 1,500, much more reasonable. So if a dev ever watches, thank you very much. I greatly appreciated it, and so did my sanity. So, thank you very much, and thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it, and if you have anything you want to suggest, let me know. I just did a challenge run of my own making. Let me know what you thought. If you think there's anything that should change to make it better or harder or, you know, more effective or something like that, just let me know. I'd really like to hear about it. So, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and happy hunting.